Welcome back to the channel. My name is Brock, and today I'm changing out the rear brakes and rotors. I'm going to show you how to do that. Take off the wheel first. We got her jacked up. Take the wheel off. I don't remember if that's the right one. Nope. It's that one. This is on a 2010 Chevy Suburban 1500. Every vehicle will be different. Oops. This must have been the worst side. I had one side that was grinding pretty good. Oh, he fell over. One second. I don't know what's going on here. My clip's starting to get wore out or something here. There we go. Alright, wheels off. Now, since I got it jacked up, yeah, this side's the one that was grinding hard. You can see the metal starting to shine through there. Since I have this jacked up, I'm gonna put a safety there. So, wheels off. Now you gotta get the caliper off. So, this is your brake caliper. And typically there's two bolts, one there, one down there. Take them off. Sometimes they're really hard to get off. Sometimes they're really easy to get off. I had already done the other side, and it wasn't too bad to get off, so I guess we'll find out how easy this side is. Of course, the brake line's in my way. Of course, sometimes helps if you have the right tools too, but sometimes that ain't always the case. Work with what you got. I'll get it loose with my 1/2 inch here. Maybe. I might try something different here. This one is not liking where it's at. Come on. That's not liking where it's at there. I don't know if I'll be able to get it with that one worked. Use the old hammer ratchet. Works the best. Like I said, sometimes you don't always have all the tools you need. So do it, I mean, figure out what you got. Sometimes you might have to buy an extra tool. Which isn't a bad thing, because if you're gonna do this, you're gonna want it anyway. Plus me being a mechanic, all my tools are not at home, so I'm only working with what the tools I have at home. Normally get me by for the majority of the stuff. Alright, caliper's got to come off. There it goes. Watch your brake line. Don't want to break it. Don't want to cut it. Hold the rotor, get it off out of the way. Now look at that. The brake pad fell right off. It's grinding pretty hard. Now, yep. This side was the worst. The other side still had some pad left. But anyway, now on your caliper, you got the piston here that pushes on your brake pads. You got to get it pushed back in. Normal way I would do this would be a like a C-clamp or something, run it in, or a big set of pliers, like channel lock pliers, pull them in. But I don't have any of that here, so I'm gonna use this. It worked out pretty good on the other side, so I'm just gonna put it against the sway bar there, and then hopefully push as hard as I can and get it to go in. The other side went in, but we'll see what the dogs are doing. Hey, hold up. Okay, now let's try this again. Oh, wow. This side might be a little bit more of a pain. Let me see if I can. Whew. It's moving. Yeah, hold on a second. Okay, can't really see that, but I got it. So the piston needs to be about almost flat. So when you go to put your new brakes on, you'll have enough room in between the brake pads to put it back on your new rotor. Because your new pads are gonna have, you know, it's gonna have thicker pads on it. So I went ahead and just opened up the cap up on the reservoir, help kind of let some of that air out. It's probably why it was locking up, but yeah. So now, got these little clips here that your pads slide on. If your kit, if you get a brake kit, they should come with new clips. So the old clips got to come out with the new clips in. Maybe. These are kind of a pain over there too. There's one. There. Okay, so maybe that's what those clips look like. They can only go in one direction, and then the brake will slide on this back and forth as you apply the brake and release the brake. Fun part's getting the new ones in. Might be able to do it a little better. Pull this out. Well, maybe. There we go. Get down in there. Now the next one. Yep. Sounds like whoever it is back. They're going nuts. Alright. Now, before you put the brakes in, there's this awesome stuff that I don't know if it comes with every set of brakes. I'm sure it probably does. Probably comes in the kit. Hey! Quit! But anyway, call this anti-seize. And believe me, when you get it on you, you don't want to touch much, because by the time you get it on you, it'll be everywhere. But take that anti-seize and put it on those clips where the pads are going to slide on. It'll help keep them lubricated and keep them from seizing up, especially if your vehicle sits more than you do, drive it. They are going nuts. Get that on there. Brakes can only go on one way. If not, they will not fit the way they're supposed to. Sometimes they are hard to get in where they belong. Maybe. I might try this the other way. Might help. And then I have this trouble. Put these little tabs on here, and if you get it just right, it'll bend that tab up, and then you can't get the pad on, which is apparently a wonderful design by these clips. Well, it's interesting. All right, there's one. So what I was saying is, probably can't see that from there, but there's these tabs that slide in those grooves of that clip, and it has to fit in there the right direction and then slide into those grooves. This one's apparently going to do the same thing to me. It's got that tab that's bent up. Fix that problem. Sometimes you got to modify it to work it. There, see? Right on. No problem. Now, pads are on. rotor's easy. So basically, for every vehicle, your rotors are going to be different. Your brake pads will be different. Just depending on what type of vehicle you have. I mean, you'll have to look it up by the type of vehicle you have. So like where these rotors are, we have an emergency brake on the inside as a drum style. So it runs on the inside right here. So when you apply your emergency brake, it'll apply pressure on the inside. And then you have your rotor style for your brakes, for your stopping power. These are drilled and slotted. Helps with cooling as you're braking. Doesn't put as much stress on the rotors and stuff. A little more expensive. The old ones were solid, meaning so they didn't have the slots. They didn't have, didn't have the drill holes. They didn't have the slots, so it's just flat all the way across. But I went ahead and went with these. I did these on our van when we had them and liked them. So, and the rotor is basically just a slip on, slip off, because when you get it on here and then you bolt your wheel on, that'll bolt that right to the hub and to your wheel. So that'll basically tie everything together as you're stopping. But put the rotor on, and then put your caliper back on with your brake pads. And if I did this right, it should go on pretty easily, which apparently my brake line is a little shorter. Yep, there we go. There. So I had that perfect distance. It just slid right on. And you don't have to worry about bleeding the brakes. You don't have to worry about adjusting them. Once you get them on and set and you pump your brakes a few times, it'll reapply pressure there and you should be good to go. Since you didn't open up the system, you shouldn't have any air in the system. Brake line here is correct because it looks a little tight. Make sure you get them on tight, especially to where they never come back off again. Anti-seize those bolts. Some people Loctite them. I don't like Loctiting them. I just anti-seize them and then tighten them down as tight as I can get them. So, but that's all good there. Put the wheel back on. Oh, hold on. Might want to move that. All right, now wheels. Put them back on. Man. I'm sure people will be like, oh, you know, what's the torque spec to lug nuts, blah, blah, blah. You know what? Tight. That's what the torque is. If you're not confident in how tight it is, then you go ahead and get your torque wrench out. But what I do is take this thing right here, give her some ugga-duggas, and be done with it. When doing that, you want to go across, so you start here, go here, you know, kind of back and forth, and then you can check them all the way around. That's just to ensure that the wheel, you know, gets on straight, so that way it's not wobbling around. And put my cat bag on. Maybe. You gotta watch these caps because these nuts are plastic. That's one thing I like about this gun is it's got 3 settings, 1, 2, 3, and then auto. So auto is just, you know, it picks up as it's, that thing's leaking. It picks up as it's, you know, applying the torque to it. But put it down on 1 to put the caps on, and then I just do them by hand. It's quicker, faster, I guess you'd say. Quicker, faster, simpler. But hand tight on all of them. Perfectly fine. Now once you get one side done, you do the other side. I already did the other side because I knew if I did the other side, I'd have all the tools here with me. Show you how to do this side. So I got both sides done. And that's it. So got any questions? Yeah, any questions, anything that you know, any comments, you comment on it. I don't care what you do. But anyway, thanks for watching. God bless you.